The hole is 6 feet deep. I know because I measured it with my own body before I dragged him into it. I'm currently standing in the mud in the pouring rain, staring down at a face that looks exactly like mine. The only difference is that his skull is caved in on the left side, and mine is still intact. Technically, I am burying my brother Julian, but tomorrow morning, when the sun comes up, I won't be Ethan anymore. Ethan is the one in the grave. I have to be Julian because the woman watching me from the back porch, holding a glass of wine while I bury her husband, doesn't want the nice twin. She wants the monster, and if I want to live, I have to become him. You need to understand how we got here. It wasn't just a prank. It was a lifestyle. We were mirror twins. One egg, split late. My hair swirls clockwise. His swirled counterclockwise. I write with my left. He wrote with his right. Together, we were a complete circle. We started swapping in kindergarten. By high school, we perfected the protocol. We had a shared journal. Every night, we wrote down everything. What we ate, who we talked to, the exact time we went to the bathroom. If I burned my tongue on coffee, Julian had to pretend his tongue hurt too. We were one soul in two bodies. It was us against the world. Then came Elena. Rule number 1 of the protocol: never share a heart. We broke it. We both fell for her. She was electric, chaotic, the kind of woman who consumes you. We couldn't decide who should have her, so we decided we both would. For 10 years, we played the role of the perfect husband. I was the provider. I handled the finances, the emotional support, the cooking. I was the shoulder she cried on. Julian was the adrenaline. He handled the vacations, the parties, the rough sex. We swapped every 48 hours. Handoff happened in the gym locker room at 6 a.m. We'd exchange the wedding ring and the briefing notes. Elena got the best of both worlds. A husband who was sensitive and dangerous, stable and wild. We thought we were geniuses. We thought we were controlling her. The rot started 6 months ago. I found a receipt in Julian's jacket pocket during a swap. A receipt for a studio apartment downtown. I confronted him in the locker room. "It's just a workspace," he said, laughing it off. "I need somewhere to go on my off days, Ethan. I can't just sit in the park." But then, the bank alerts started. Large withdrawals, crypto transfers, and the behavior. He was deviating from the script. He started showing up on my days. I'd come home from work, sitting in a coffee shop for 8 hours, to find his car already in the driveway. "She needed me," he'd say with a smirk. "She was bored with you, Ethan. She needed the real man." The twins, Leo and Sam, started looking at me differently. They were confused. One day, Daddy let them play video games until midnight. The next day, Daddy was strict about homework. I saw the confusion in their eyes, and it killed me. Then, 3 days ago, I found the camera. I was in the master bedroom fixing a loose vent. Inside the vent, pointed directly at the bed, was a lens. It was wired to a private server. I checked the logs. Julian wasn't just recording his nights with Elena. He was recording my nights. And he was sending the videos to someone. I realized then he wasn't just cheating the system. He was building a case. He was going to frame me, expose me as the imposter, and take the life we built entirely for himself. Tonight, the storm knocked out the power. The house was pitch black. I waited for him in the garage. I knew it was his switch night. When he walked in, soaking wet, I didn't say a word. I just turned on the emergency lantern. We're done, Julian, I said. I found the camera. I found the crypto wallet. You're leaving tonight. Julian didn't look surprised. He locked the door behind him. The click echoed like a gunshot. I am leaving, he said, his voice terrifyingly calm. We're going on a trip, Ethan, but only one of us is coming back. He pulled a knife. Not a kitchen knife, a hunting knife. He'd bought it weeks ago. You see, he circled me. Elena is pregnant again, and this time, we're not sharing. I'm tired of being half a man. I want the whole pie. She'll know, I stammered, backing up against the workbench. She won't, he grinned, because you're going to write a suicide note. You're going to confess to being a fraud, to stalking us. I'll be the grieving hero who survived his crazy brother. He lunged. It wasn't a clean fight. It was ugly. We crashed into the shelves. Paint cans exploded, covering the floor in white slick. We were slipping, sliding, grappling in the chemical smell of paint and blood. He slashed my arm. I screamed. He punched my throat, crushing my windpipe. I fell back, gasping for air. He straddled me, raising the knife. You were always the weak one, Ethan. That's why she likes me more. My hand scrambled in the spilled paint. I found a heavy iron wrench. Just as the knife came down, I swung. Crack! It hit his ribs. He grunted, stunned. I bucked him off. I scrambled up, grabbed a shovel from the wall rack. He charged again, screaming like a banshee. I swung the shovel like a baseball bat. The sound. God, the sound of metal hitting bone. It's not a thud. It's a wet crunch. He dropped. I didn't stop. I hit him again and again. I destroyed the mirror. I destroyed the face that mocked me. I stood there, heaving, covered in white paint and red blood. Silence returned to the garage, except for the rain hammering the roof. I had done it. I was safe. I just had to clean up. Then the side door opened. I spun around, holding the bloody shovel as a weapon. It was Elena. She wasn't screaming. She wasn't crying. She was wearing a raincoat and rubber boots. She was holding a flashlight. Elena, I wheezed. He tried to kill me. It was self-defense. I'm Ethan. Please, you have to believe me. She shone the light on Julian's mangled face, then up at me. She didn't look horrified. She looked impressed. Finally, she whispered. What? She stepped into the garage, careful not to step in the paint. I was wondering which one of you would win, she said casually, like she was discussing a TV show. I placed a bet with myself. I bet on Julian. But you surprised me, Ethan. You actually have a spine. I dropped the shovel. You knew. Knew. She laughed, a cold, sharp sound. Honey, I orchestrated it. Who do you think bought Julian the hunting knife? Who do you think whispered in his ear that you were stealing money? Who told him that the baby was his? My knees buckled. You made us do this. I was bored, Ethan, she snapped, her face twisting into rage. 10 years of this game. Do you think I'm stupid? I knew since the honeymoon. Oh, Ethan is so sweet today. Julian is so rough today. It was exhausting managing 2 egos. I wanted one husband, the strongest one, the alpha. She pulled out her phone. The screen was glowing. I just live-streamed the whole thing to a private cloud, she smiled. Evidence. If you call the police, I show them the video. It doesn't look like self-defense, Ethan. It looks like you beat a man to death while he was on the ground. You'll get life in prison. What do you want? I whispered. I want a husband, she said, walking over and wiping a spot of blood off my cheek. But I don't want boring, sensitive Ethan. I want the man who can bludgeon his brother to death to protect what's his. I want Julian. She reached into her pocket and pulled out Julian's wedding ring, the one he wasn't wearing because he planned to kill me. She pressed it into my bloody palm. Put it on, bury him in the woods, clean up this mess, and come to bed. We have a lot to celebrate. So here I am. The grave is filled. I am walking back to the house. I catch my reflection in the patio door. I don't recognize myself. The eyes are hollow. The mouth is set in a hard line. I look like him. I really look like him now. I walk into the kitchen. Elena is waiting. She hands me a towel. Good job, Julian, she says. I don't correct her. Ethan is dead, buried under 6 feet of mud. But she made a mistake. A fatal calculation. She thinks she broke me. She thinks she created a compliant pet who is too scared to fight back because of the blackmail video. But she forgot one thing. She told me she wanted the alpha. She wanted the monster. Well, she got him. I went through Julian's pockets before I buried him. I found the paternity test. The twins aren't his. They aren't even mine. The donor is listed as unknown. She's been playing us both since the very beginning. The game wasn't ours. It was hers. I dry my hands. I put on Julian's ring. It feels cold. I smile at my wife. It's a Julian smile, predatory, dangerous. I'll be up in a minute, honey, I say. I just need to lock the garage. She goes upstairs thinking she won, but I know where she keeps her backups. I know where she sleeps. And now I know exactly what I'm capable of with a shovel. Ethan wouldn't hurt a fly, but I'm not Ethan anymore.